My name is Jasmine Anderson. I am an Interdisciplinary Studies Mathematics 4 through 8, and today I will be presenting a lesson over area and perimeter. My grade that I will be teaching will be 4th grade, and the lesson objective will be that students will understand how to find the perimeter in the area of a closed figure. The purpose of this lesson is to help the children utilize area and perimeter in everyday life. My instructional strategy will be that I introduce area and perimeter, which is basically making sure that the student understands and can grasp hold of it. Once I introduce it, I will do an oral practice, which will basically be presenting area and perimeter to the students visually and manually. Then I will let the students practice independently. I will put each student in group and let them practice examples of area and perimeter on paper to prove that they have somewhat of an understanding. Once I do that, I'll make sure they understand by orally quizzing them. Then I will start an activity and the students will demonstrate it on their desk. The activity is basically to engage the students into the lesson and make sure that they do understand. The activity will use manipulatives such as cut out squares with things like basketball, church symbols, or anything that they're interested in, their sisters and brothers' names, or families, and it will also use ribbon for the trim around the desk. They will have to measure their desk and put squares in to completely fill the top of the desk, and they will have to measure around the desk as the perimeter and put the ribbon around the perimeter. Perimeter. Perimeter is basically a distance around a closed figure. Class, the way that you will find the perimeter of a square is that you will do 4 times each side. So, if each one of these were 1, then you would do 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 4. If each one of these was 2, you would do 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 8. If each one of these were 3, you would do 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 12. A square and a rectangle seems to be the same. The only thing is, a square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle can never be a square. The reason is because rectangles do not have all even sides. 2 sides of one rectangle is the same, and then the 2 other sides are the same. So, to find the perimeter of this object, you would have to do P equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So, if this was 2 and this was 1, it would be 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1 times 2, which is 6. So the perimeter would be 6. Triangle. Triangle is half of a square. Whenever you're calculating a triangle, you look at the sides as A, B, and C. The perimeter will equal A plus B plus C. If this was 1, and this was 2, and this was 3, then it will be 1 plus 2, which is 3, and 3 plus 3, which is 6. Most triangles are right triangles, which means that this would have to be 3, that would have to be 4, and that would have to be 5, which is something called the Pythagorean theorem. 3 squared, which is 9, plus 4 squared, which is 16, equals 25, which is 5 squared. So 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12. The perimeter will equal 12. If this was as simple as 1, 1, and 1, the perimeter would be 3. 1, 1, and 2, the perimeter would be 4. 1, 2, and 3, the perimeter would be 6. Now that you have learned the perimeter, it only ties into our next lesson, which is area. The area of something is the space filled within a closed object. This is a pretty interesting topic because it is basically the perimeter, but included the inside. The area of a triangle. The A's and B's go away, and you always use the base times the height divided by 2. As I told you, a triangle is a square that is cut in half, which is why the area of a square is base times height, but since a triangle is cut in half, it'll be base times height divided by 2. So if this was 3 and that was 2, that would be 6. The base times the height is 6 divided by 2 would be 3. If this base was 5 and this height was 2, then the area would be 10 because 5 times 2 equals 10 divided by 2 is 5. So it would actually be 5. The area of a rectangle is the same exact formula as the area of a square because of the four-sided figure that is closed. It will be base times height. As mentioned before, the area of a square and a rectangle are the same. So it will still be base times height, which is the area. So if this was 3 and this was 3, it would be 9, 4, 4, 16, 5 and 5, 25. If it was 6 and 6, then it would be 36. Now as the lesson closes, I will let your students go back and calculate the actual area of your desk and the perimeter of your desk. After you have done so, I will need a one-page paper establishing what you have learned today and how you can use it in everyday life. Thank you for attending Ms. Anderson's class.